Hi, you're listening to Oh Crap with Jamie. This is a podcast for parents working hard to break the cycles while dropping the F-bomb a lot. I'm your host, Jamie Glowacki, and I am the author of Oh Crap Potty Training and Oh Crap I Have a Toddler. And I am so happy you're here. Hey, you guys, welcome. Today, as you guys know, I am thrilled to be interviewing and talking with Lenore Skenazy, who is the original free-range mom, also known as America's worst mom. And I'll let her tell her story in just a second. But Lenore, welcome. I am so thrilled. I called all my friends and I said, just like, tell me to be chill and not fangirl, because
no, fangirl, come on.
When we
booked alone this in my apartment.
When we booked this, I reread your book and I was reflecting on, I don't know, you have been so influential in my child's life. He's 19 now. And I think we got a hold of, I don't know when I got a hold of you, but I remember he was at least 5 because I made him walk to the corner store by himself. And I, in thinking about this talk today, I was thinking, oh my God, no, that was from Free Range Parenting. That was Free Range Parenting. That was Lenore. And so
that's so cool.
I just want to thank you, because he really did have a free range childhood. So
wow. That's so wild. It's so amazing. Yeah, you can put ideas out there. I just got a letter from somebody else saying that they were seeing kids play at the park now unsupervised in a neighborhood that had started a Let Grow Play Club, i.e. just drop kids off on Friday afternoons and then the parents skedaddle and the kids play. And it's like, and now it's normal. It's like, you mean it works? It's like, wow, okay, not just blathering, it worked. That's so great.
Yeah, I think at the time your website was still free range. And I think I was locked on the concept that you had about look up stats. If you're afraid of crime, look up stats in your neighborhood. And I was like, there's nothing here. There's been no kidnappings. There's been no kids dying. And that's what I made him. We lived in Providence, Rhode Island, and we were very city setting. And there was like a corner store, like a bodega, almost like a bigger bodega. And the owners loved him. And I said, no, you got to go. It was like 5 houses away. But he was 5 years old. And he said, oh, Mommy, you're going to have to unglue me slowly. I'm not ready for that. And I said, no, here's $5. You can buy whatever you want. And I was like really strict with food. He was like, I could buy candy. And I was like, yep, you got to go. And he said, but what if something happens? And I said, you need to know how to ask for help, because the adults are usually very, very helpful. And so you really introduced me to that notion of like, we shouldn't be afraid of strangers, because for the most part, they're good.
Wow. What do you buy?
Probably Skittles. He had his heart set on Skittles.
I would go the chocolate direction, but otherwise I applaud him. Yeah,
so cool. For people who don't know, how did you get the moniker America's Worst Mom, and how did this all get springboarded?
Well, let's see. It's been a minute, as the kids say. When our younger son, who's 27, was 9, that's been a while. He was asking me and my husband if we would take him someplace he'd never been before and let him find his own way home by subway in New York City, where we live. And long story short, we said yes. And so one sunny Sunday, I took him to Bloomingdale's fancy department store where I do not shop, and left him there after explaining it's the day, you're going to find your way home. And I went one way and he went another way. Bloomingdale's sits on top of a subway station. So all he had to do was go downstairs, take the subway about 4 or 5 stops, get off, and then take a bus across town, which sounds more complicated than it was. It's like zoom, zoom. It's like an L. Zoom, zoom. And when he came into the apartment, he was levitating with joy. He was so proud that he'd done this grown-up thing by himself, that he was a man, that his parents saw who he was, a man in full. And I used to be a newspaper columnist, and so I wrote a column, Why I Let My 9-Year-Old Ride the Subway Alone, which 2 days later was on the Today Show, MSNBC, Fox News, and NPR. And it hasn't stopped. I mean, it's really interesting is that particular story just keeps resonating. And I think it's because it's New York City and everybody's a little scared of New York City.
Yeah.
But also it was because I trusted my kid without my eyes on him, as did you at 5. That's earlier. And we've been gradually brainwashed into believing that trusting your kid, thinking that they could do anything on their own safely or successfully, is almost become taboo.
Yeah.
You're supposed to always be thinking of like what horrible thing could possibly happen.
Yes.
You're not supposed to think that when you get in a car. You're not supposed to
Right,
think that when you buy
right,
a house and there's stairs, right?
right,
But you're
right.
supposed to think that anytime your kid walks out of the house, it's the end. And it's not the end, it's the beginning. Actually, there was a great phrase somebody once told me, and now people attribute it to me, which is very nice, but it wasn't my phrase. And the phrase goes like this: all the worry in the world doesn't prevent death, it prevents life.
Yes, 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 yes. And there's a huge, I'm seeing huge ramifications. So I'm a parenting and potty training educator, and I was dying laughing rereading your book, and
Oh, because there's a lot about potty training
you
in there.
rail against the potty training.
I
But I
rail
think
against excessive potty training.
right. And I think too, one of the things I run into is just the 24-hour news cycle and the fact and Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat and the amount of information. Like I'm just trying to sort through the bullshit for these moms. Like, hey, I'm going old school. Just it takes time and commitment. That's it, you know?
Hey, hey,
Um,
imagine.
but what I see is I see the detriment that's happening to the kids. I mean, we know what's happening now. The results are in, you know, per Jonathan Haidt, of course, who you work with, is like these kids are anxious. They can't do anything on their own. Like we have to train them to speak on the phone. Um,
We have
and
to
there's
party
no,
train them,
yeah,
right?
there's really
Train
no,
them to go to parties.
oh yeah,
Right,
yeah, yeah.
right,
Get out there,
right.
be social.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see that it's crippling a generation. And of course, there's a lot of factors, but when did was it that moment? Like when you were on Good Morning America, you're like, holy shit, I've got something here. Like people need to know about this. Or how did free range parenting or your whole website and the whole notion and book take off?
Well, I was on all those shows, and when I was on the Today Show, they send a car to get you and take
Yeah,
you home, which is very lovely. And my phone rang, and it was my husband's friend from grad school calling to say he'd seen me on the Today Show. I was like, okay, at least somebody saw me,
yeah,
you know. And that's really what I thought it was, like a one-shot deal. And then it was the media interest in the story that just made it resonate. I mean, obviously the media gets attention for things, and the story struck a chord. I mean, I've written a million stories since then. Nothing has gotten the kind of attention that one did, and I wrote a million stories before that, and nothing got this kind of attention. And I think it was a combination of it being my own son. It wasn't like saying, "Here's a parenting expert. I suggest you blah blah blah." I wasn't a parenting expert,
right,
I was
right,
a reporter and New York City. New York City is like shorthand for dangerous city full of strangers who want to kill your kid.
right.
And then subway, right? I didn't let him
Underground, dark,
underground. Who lives underground? Oh,
strangers.
yes, Satan, Beelzebub, the devil, all right, hell, Hades. So, not to mention Persephone. So it was those things that gave it this salience. But I can't even remember how I was looking through my old columns for some reason. Anyways, I was a couple of years ago, and I found one from when my kids were like 4 and 6 saying, yes, but they're boys. So when we go to children's theater, because I'm such a good mom, I schlepped them to children's theater. I let them go into the men's room without me because I'm a girl and they're boys. And
Right.
I don't feel like I had to go, I never felt like I had to go in there with them. I wasn't worried that they'd be raped or kidnapped. And then I found a column from a few years later. It's like, yes, I let my kids go down and play in the courtyard of my building, which was concrete. I live in New York City, but it also had like no cars and it had some guards milling around doing nothing except yelling at the kids. So um, none of those columns did anyone care about. Let's just
Right,
put it
right.
that way.
They didn't
So
have the
it
fervor,
was
yeah.
just the weird confluence of Subway, mom herself, and being on the Today Show. The Today Show is
Yeah.
just like it sets the agenda. Everybody steals from everybody, but everybody really steals from the Today Show and the New York Times.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And then so there's I follow you closely and there's I see
Ah,
like two kinds of responses to you, which is like I would never. I'm a good mom. My child is under my supervision all the time. That's awful. And then I also see, oh, that's great. But the world is different now. So what do you have
wait,
to
aren't
say
those
to?
the same thing?
Yeah.
They end up being the same. It's like, therefore, I will not open the door.
Yeah.
So the people who think I'm terrible, what can I do? Nobody thinks that anybody's raising their kids exactly right,
Right.
right? I mean, nobody, even in the family, I'm. I have friends who are grandparents now, and they're like, "Oh, my kid won't let her, or does let her, or whatever." It's like you're introducing watermelon too soon. Whatever it is, there's
Right.
always some, point of tension between a parent and anybody watching their parenting. So that goes without saying. In terms of the world being more dangerous now, that's really interesting to me because I just did a Harris poll and then an Atlantic piece that ran yesterday. Me and Jonathan Haidt. It's Haidt, not Haight.
Oh,
Everybody
hi.
thinks it's
Okay.
Haight. Yeah, and also Zach Roush, who is his right-hand man, researcher. And 50% of parents think that if you left two kids, two 10-year-olds, at the playground without supervision, they'd be likely to be kidnapped. And what's interesting to me is that that has no bearing on reality. That is completely unmoored from the world. I mean, there's just, in fact, I mean, this is my favorite statistic, but if you wanted your kid to be kidnapped by a stranger, how long would you have to keep them outside for this to be statistically likely to happen? Do you know?
Oh, like just like 700,000 hours or something.
It's that's actually, it's interesting you say that. It's actually 750,000 years.
Oh, wow.
700,000 hours. I'm never like, is that a year? Is that a month? No, it is 750,000 years. It's sort of like how many tickets would you have to buy to win Powerball? It's an extraordinarily rare crime. Of the kids, I hate going on and on about this, but of the kids who are kidnapped, 30% of the hundred and something kids a year who are kidnapped, the parents don't even notice because they're growing up in such chaotic circumstances.
Right.
And 90 something percent of the kids end up home not murdered. So, but the game is lost once you start talking about anybody
Right.
being kidnapped because it's
Right.
like, well, I don't care if it's one in a trillion, which we don't even have a trillion people. What if it's your kid? And the only thing I've seen that changes parents is not statistics. It's not humorous anecdotes. It's not Lenore lecturing at them or with them or for them. It is actually letting go and letting your kid walk to the store for
Right.
that handful of candy or letting them play at the park for an hour on Friday afternoon with some other kids. It's only the reality that changes your brain because if your brain just keeps stewing about the same thing, you can throw in a fact or two, it doesn't matter. It still goes to the very dark place. And
Right.
so when I was on all those television shows defending my decision to let my kid do something unsupervised, the question often became, okay, he was fine, right? Yes, he was fine, loved it. Okay, but what if he wasn't fine? What if he never came home? And it was flummoxing to me to be asked that question because he had come home. If I thought there was even a slight chance, a modicum but small chance of him not coming home, I wouldn't have let him go if I thought
Hmm.
it was
Hmm.
dangerous. And so, why are they asking this question? And I realized they're getting back to the only story that the media gives us, which is they're taking a perfectly happy, upbeat story of a kid who feels proud and a mom who's happy she did something, let her son do something on his own, and turning it into a very dark tale that some reason just didn't happen, but let's talk about it anyway. Why do we
Right.
have to, right? Right? Why do
Right.
we have to go to, it's like I didn't go to that dark place. Let's go to the dark place now. We'll be back after a commercial. Now, what if he was
Yeah.
murdered and eaten and thrown into the river and it's like, why are you talking about that? I mean, you don't talk about that. It's like, I see you've purchased a home, Lenore, and you're probably pretty happy. Yeah, I love my new home. It's beautiful. Look at it. It's like, but what if he falls down the stairs? We'll be back next. Have you ever heard of any child falling down the
Yeah.
stairs? Sometimes they do. Sometimes they break their necks. Sometimes they never get up. You're taking their limp little body
Yeah.
to the graveyard, and it's all because you bought a home. But let's just talk. Why did you decide to buy that home again? It's like I thought you'd be fine. Oh, you did.
Well, and it's so true because like there's so many more deaths per by car accident, and we don't do that with cars because I think what you're saying is true. Like, not only do we not lead with that in the media, but the desensitization factor. Like we get in a car, we have to get in a car every day, and then I like in your book too how you say it's not just the news; it's everywhere. It's in the
Mhm.
movies, and so I live in the middle of the woods, and I have a dog, and he barks at night, and I always let him out because we have predators. And it's a little stone cottage. It's right out of Hansel and Gretel. It's like a stone
Oh,
cottage
that
in
is
the
a little
middle of the
scary.
woods.
Hansel and Gretel. That
Well,
is
yeah.
bad. Right?
Well, the
And I
other
give
night,
them some candy and they come inside and whatever happens.
so sometimes my son isn't home and my dog was at, boarding, and I was, I get a little creeped out and I was like, oh, I'm going to lock the doors, but anybody could get in, even in the windows. And I just thought of you. I said, no, you've seen too many movies where people in the woods, some creeper comes in the middle of the woods. You live in the middle of the woods. You're okay. And I just was like, I had to talk myself down. I like, statistically, you are no less likely to be broken into because
Right.
who's
Also the
coming to the
bears
middle
with
of
the
the woods?
locks,
Right, 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 right.
you know.
Right. Yeah. So it's like we hear about it so often that then we are gravitating towards that. But don't you think in general too, and you say this in your book about it, we've become an overprotective society in general, like the knee pads for your kid to crawl, like is your house safe? And people, oh, my house was
Yes.
never baby proofed. And people be like, how do you get them to? I said, I don't let him. I teach him not to. And one of my more famous stories is we had the old school radiators, on the East
Ooh.
Coast,
Yep.
and they
I live on
steam
these.
up,
Right.
and
Right.
he started walking and, crawling. And I was like, oh, I got to get those protectors. And I was like, no, I'm just going to sit by this. I'm going to tell him it's hot. He's going to touch it. He's going to burn his finger, and then he's never going to touch it again. And that's exactly what he did. And then people were like, you let him touch it. And I was like, but what? Like, that's the best lesson. He didn't fall on it. He didn't get third-degree burns or anything, but like, you have to let him go.
Doesn't have those little lines down his face to
Yeah.
this day. Good. First of all, I didn't realize it's only us East Coast people who have radiators. Is that true?
I think the
Says,
old school ones, the
oh,
iron ones
yeah,
that,
no, we have them too.
yeah.
Yeah. So I was just talking to a psychologist before I was talking to you, and she was talking about young people who like don't come out of their rooms. And there's something about being trusted to make your way in the world that is actually bracing. It's actually good for the human spirit, but also for plain old mental health. We've heard about this mental health crisis among young people today, and I do keep hearing about it to the point where I don't think it's just exaggeration. And what's interesting is that Peter Gray, who's one of the four founders of Let Grow with me, it's me, Jonathan Haidt,
Yep.
Peter Gray, the psychologist, and then Daniel Schuckman, who was chairman of FIRE, which fights for free speech on campus. He was worried that kids on campus couldn't hear a speaker they disliked or disagreed with without feeling they were
Yes.
unsafe. And it's like, you're
Yes.
safe, you're uncomfortable, but being uncomfortable and being unsafe are not the same thing. But if you're protected from everything all the time, you don't know what you can handle. You don't know what's literally unsafe and what's just something you haven't encountered yet. And so the theory now is that childhood independence, can be used as therapy for kids with anxiety. And
Yes.
a guy named Camilo Ortiz, who's a professor of psychology at Long Island University, and himself a clinical psychologist with kids, did a pilot study, very small, of kids who did have a diagnosis of anxiety, aged 9 to like 14. And rather than treating them as you normally would with cognitive behavioral therapy, where, the parents come in and say, oh, my kid, is too afraid to walk upstairs and downstairs in his own house, which is one of the 9-year-olds, or my kid is too afraid to sleep in her own bed. That was one of the 10-year-olds. Normally you would say, well, kid, how about tonight? You go upstairs for 5 minutes. I'll give you a watch. We'll time it and you'll see how it is. Instead of focusing on the deficit and maybe the embarrassing deficit, you don't sleep in your own bed and you're 10. I know. Instead, you say, you're 10. Hey, what are you ready to do that for some reason you haven't done yet? Maybe you never asked your parents. And even the anxious kids wanted to sell bracelets at school, play chess in the park with a friend, with one of the guys who sits there playing chess in the
Yeah, I
park.
love those guys.
Yeah, right. They always win. You're going to lose your $3. The public service announcement for anyone who hasn't been there in New York. Wanted to take the Long Island Railroad 4 stops, wanted to walk home from school. And the therapy for these kids was not face a terror that makes you embarrassed and scared. It was like you have to do something new on your own without your parents every day for 28 days in a row. And then he makes a little calendar with them. And so they do this, and what he found at the end was a couple things. One is all the kids went from feeling worried most of the time to feeling worried a little bit of the time. But he
Nice.
also found, like, the girl who was afraid to sleep in her own bed, one of the things she wanted to do was take a bus, city bus, not school bus. And she got on a city bus in New York. I guess it's not as bad as the subway. But anyways, surface transit. And her phone wasn't working and she didn't know where she was supposed to get off. And so she starts freaking out. And the lady next to her said, "What, can I help you?" And she's like, "Yeah, my phone's not working. I don't know where we're supposed to go." And the lady pulls it up on her phone. It's like, "Oh, you're supposed to get off at the last stop. So just get out and walk a couple blocks back and you'll be fine." And the kid did it. And I swear to God, this is not me making this up. That night she slept in her own bed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it creates, well, what I tell the parents I work with is like, do you remember the first time you went out of sight on your bicycle? Like, when you were allowed to go around the block now. I remember it. And I'm
You do?
57. I remember the sense of freedom and I'm by myself. And now all of a sudden I was more vigilant. I was like, okay, now it's up to you to look at for the cars. And I just remember that freedom. And I think people just forget like how much autonomy that gives you and how proud you are of yourself. And it changes how you are. And so many kids right now, I see the mental health crisis in
Me
kids.
too.
Like there's a wait list for psychiatric care for toddlers. Like it's
What?
bad. Yeah, it's bad right now. And where I work, and like there's also, with potty training, people want their kids to be independent. And their kids aren't asking, they're not being independent. And I find out they're 4 years old and they're still in a crib. And I'm like, okay, well, if you have to get your child out of their cage in the morning is the first thing. How do you expect them to take on potty training? So a lot of times I do that background, just like that psychologist you're talking about. I'm like, we got to build up their autonomy in other areas. They should be helping you cook, have them use a big knife. Yes, sit there and supervise them, but you have to make them feel like a big kid. Then they're going to want a big kid transition. But if you keep infantilizing them, that's
They're
what you
infants.
get.
The word is
Yeah.
infant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I really, really see it in my work. And I mean, if I could pull one thing back, also, if I always say if I had a magic wand, I bring back neighborhood play. Like having
Ah,
kids out together.
did you see the piece in the Atlantic yesterday?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh my God. I
Oh,
will send
shoot.
you a link to it that you can share with people that is
Okay.
not behind a paywall. There's
Okay.
like a trick where if you go to the archive, even though it just happened yesterday,
Yeah.
archive thing doesn't have a paywall. Anyways, I don't have it right in front of me, but the headline was something like, uh, here's what kids said about how to get off their phones. And the whole idea was that kids are kids don't want to be on their phones all the time, but it's the only place that they can have fun with friends and adventures, go places, do things, flirt,
Yeah.
joke around, succeed at things that are bigger than them is online.
Yep.
And so that's where they go because we don't let them go outside. Go outside used to be the thing, and now it's go online.
Yep.
And so the kids themselves said, and I do have my statistic right here. Yeah. More than 75% said, quote, these are kids 8 to 12. I would spend less time online if there were more friends in the neighborhood to play with in person.
Yes.
So, and so if we're worried about their mental health and we're worried about falling into their phones and scrolling themselves to death, you have to provide them with the alternative that is more interesting than the phones that they long for, even though they barely know what it is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They are jonesing for a childhood like you had and like I had, which is, go find somebody to play with. Maybe it's not the most wonderful game ever. Maybe I won't get a trophy. I won't be in a uniform. There's no picture of me doing this,
Right.
hitting the goal. But it's so fun because it's me and my friend or friends figuring out what to do. The other amazing, oh yeah, here's the printed out this is another
Uh,
amazing graph that we have in
yeah.
there. And I'll tell you, it says, how would you rather spend time with friends? And the question was, would you like to spend time with your friends just hanging out, playing or talking or whatever, no adults, no screens, no agenda?
Yep.
Or would you rather be at an organized activity like ballet or a swim meet or soccer? Yeah. And then the third question was, or would you rather play with friends online or socialize online? And I'll have to tell you that this one, towering above the others, is just play with my friends. Don't organize my game.
No
Don't
agenda.
expect me
Yeah.
online. And we are not giving them this. I mean, the other statistics in the that we had were um, that more than 50% of the kids 8 to 12 are, I can't remember, it was more than 50% or the majority, I guess more than 50% is the majority, are not allowed to be anywhere in public without an adult, not the store, not the street, not walking home, not playing outside, not the park. And so if you have no life other than supervised by an adult uh, or indoors online, how do you expect this kid to wake up in the morning excited about the world, happy to see things?
Right.
There's nothing intrinsic left in them because everything has been extrinsic. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? What are you
Right.
going to play? What base you're on? Who brings the snacks? Is that snack allowed? You know,
Yo, that
so
don't get me started.
right, we could, part two, the grape versus donut wars. So, I'm not surprised that kids are feeling so anxious. And the study done by Peter Gray, who I work with, showed that over the decades, and we're not talking about since COVID, and we're not talking about just since phones, we're talking about over the decades, as children's independence, free play, and mobility have gone down, a lot of other factors, but as these have gone down, their anxiety and depression have gone up. And he says it's because the kids don't have this internal locus of control, the idea that
Yes.
I can make things happen. If I miss my stop, I can get off a stop later and walk back. It's not the end of the world. And what Camilo told us after doing this study with independence as therapy for kids is that you actually want something to go wrong when you do send your kid outside. You want
Yeah.
them to get a little lost, to drop that $5 bill. You
Yep.
want them to be a little scared of a dog or a big guy going by, because that's when they realize, oh, that was scary and it's not the end of the world. You just
Right.
And if you think that everything is the end of the world, that's anxiety. Oh, if I go out, something bad will happen. I won't
Yep.
be able to handle it. I'll be hurt. It'll last forever. And then you need reality. You need literally a reality check. And that's what letting your kid do something without you does. And it's so hard for parents to let go that the majority of kids have never walked around their neighborhood without an adult. They're not allowed any place in public without an adult. That's that's a childhood under the kind of supervision. Either you were the prince because you were going to be kidnapped because you're this valuable kingly object, or a prisoner,
Yeah.
right? Either way, somebody is watching you all the time, convinced that you're not allowed to be trusted with any independence.
Yeah, and I find that I deal with this all the time, both personally and professionally, is it what parents don't realize is when they're present, it's not just that the kid's not doing anything on their own. The parents are going to intervene. Because I always get asked about bullies. And I had Peter Gray on the podcast, and we talked for like an hour and a half. And
He's
he,
the best.
yeah, and I told him the story of like, even as when my son, who's 19 now, so younger than yours, it had already gotten so bad that we had a playground that was a mile away from our house that he started going riding his bike at 10 years old. He could go by himself, but it was a neighborhood hub. It was like as best old school as you could get. That's where the
Mhm.
baseball games were, everything. And him and his friend decided they wanted to do a kid kickball game and no adults were allowed, and we were like, okay, we're staying out of it. And the other mom was a therapist, so we like, and we
Excellent.
we
Okay.
had to get them there, and we had to help with the balls and all that. And so we sat it in lawn chairs like a far away. And of course the kickball game starts and they're sorting the rules because everybody plays different, and it was everything that Peter Gray talks about, like how they manage play. But these three huge boys come up and they want to play, clearly high school students, if not even a little older. And so like I start tensing, and the therapist mom puts her hand on me. She's like, they got it. Like that. They got it. They got it. And my son, Pascal, who's not brave usually, or wasn't, these kids, they didn't want to play the way the other kids were playing. So he stood right up to them, and it was like a movie moment. Like all the other kids got behind Pascal and they were like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And these big kids backed down and they ended up playing, and they separated them because and it was the most miraculous thing. And it was so clear to me in that moment. And of course, I had to learn by doing it, is you don't have to worry about bullies when there's a bunch of kids, because it's going to sort out. The kids are going to rally and advocate for each other, and the bullies will just go home, or the kids will go home. Because again, if it's not like Peter Gray preaches, if it's not an organized thing, they have the ability
The
to
freedom.
leave. Yeah. And so I just think that parents don't realize that. And I even have people dealing with this with like, 4 or 5, 6 year olds. They're like, well, my kid's being mean to other kids and I don't want her to feel bad. And I'm like, let it play out. Like if you intervene all the time, that's how we're getting kids who don't feel safe with speech with a certain person coming onto the college campus because the parents managed every interaction. And so they don't actually get a chance to deal with anything. Yeah. So I know
Uh,
you have baby steps. How would somebody like most of the people listening to my podcast and know my work, like
mhm,
they're on board. They love this in concept. One of the
mhm.
problems they're having, of course, this is a huge thing, is that they want free play, but everybody else in the neighborhood, they moved into a neighborhood where the demographics are all kids. No one is
One's
out because
outside.
everybody's in
Right,
organized sports. And
right.
I'd say organized sports are worse than online phone use. And I think parents are putting their kids in organized sports because they don't
Mhm.
want them to be online. But what are some,
This is
yeah,
the organized sports. This is free play without you. Right?
yeah, unfortunately, I think sports has become so much more about the parents' ego that we're not getting past that. Like,
Right. So here's some simple ideas, I would say. So let grow, Letgrow, like there,
yep,
suggests two things. One is the let grow experience that schools do, where they give every kid the homework assignment, go home and do something new on your own without your parents, so that it gets the kids used to being out and about. It sort of reintegrates them into the neighborhood. It's like introducing a species into a river. It's like we're going to put in these salmon and then they're all going to be there again. And then everybody's going to, the salmon are going to meet each other salmon. I'm going to stop with that analogy because we don't want them swimming upstream. It's all bad. The point is, we're just getting them back out there and renormalizing the idea that good parents take their eyes off their kids sometimes.
yep.
But the other thing we suggest is a let grow play club. And you don't have to call it that. Although for donor purposes, it helps when they see us ideas spreading. Um, so the Let Grow Play Club is just you keep the school open after school for mixed age, no devices, free play. And what happens is what you saw in that kickball game. There's fifth graders and there's kindergarteners. And statistically, what happens is that whenever there's more than a 3 or more year age gap, older kids generally end up being nicer to the
Yeah.
younger kids. And if they're not, then you just, as you say, you're free to ignore them. There was a great story about a play club in South Carolina. All of South Carolina is going Let Grow.
Oh,
The
awesome.
superintendent of South Carolina is saying, do the Let Grow experience and the Let Grow Play Club. But it started at this one school, Title One, so poor. And the kids after school had made this big pile of leaves, and everybody was taking turns jumping in the leaves, jump, jump, jump. And then one kid jumped and sat there. Ha ha ha. And the kids are like, hey, you're in the way. Move. Hey, get out of the way. Come on. We want to play. Blah, blah, blah. And ha ha ha. He wasn't moving. I can't hear you. Yeah, right. And eventually one kid said, well, let's just jump around him. There's enough leaves around him. So they started doing that, and he was like, bored. And he walked away. And I say that story because it illustrates everything that's important about Play Club and free play and child development, which is that if the adult had intervened and said, Oliver, that's not where we sit when we're
Right.
playing. We're taking turns. Where should you go? That's right. You should go back to the end of the line. So then Oliver gets all the attention
Yep.
that he's been craving,
Yep.
and the kids are these slack-jawed nobodies just waiting for the game to start again.
Right.
But by not intervening, the kids tried different strategies, one of which was screaming, didn't work. Giving the kid attention didn't work. Oh, let's try jumping around him. That worked. So they had agency.
Yes.
Exactly what we're worrying about the kids not having anything intrinsic. It's all extrinsic. The teachers are doing it. It's like, no,
Yep.
we figured it out. They're not saying that, right?
Yep.
They're not even thinking that, but it is 1 second in an afternoon of play that is constantly bombarded by little frustrations and slightly jerky behavior and tiny risks, all of which are calibrating a kid into being a successful human being. And the other thing about different ages, and I just saw it here, where I stay for the summer, there's just a lot of kids and they are zooming around because there's no cars. The cars are all on the perimeter of where I live.
Yep.
And the kid next door, will they ever watch this? The kid next door is, um, he's getting older, right? He
Yes. Yeah.
started out, obviously he started 6, 7, 8, a little whiny. Now he's like 9 or 10, and he's sort of becoming a kid in full.
Yeah.
And what's amazing is that the former whiny, clingy kid is now these two other kids just showed up, 6 and 8, who are like, where's, Jimmy? We're looking for Jimmy. Is Jimmy here?
Yep.
And Jimmy, just by virtue of being a little older than them, is automatically a leader.
Right.
So when you have mixed age kids, you don't have to be the smartest or the strongest. Eventually, you're going to be the leader because you're 8 and there are now 6 and 4 year olds trailing along after you. And those 6 and 4 year olds will become the leaders. I watch it. It's this amazing, beautiful metamorphosis, like watching a flower bloom. All these kids who were like clueless and sort of yappy and often a little clingy to their parents. Now their parents are staying on the sidelines because they're older, and the kids are becoming self-actualized. I mean, there must be a more poignant term than that, but it's just fantastic.
It is. It's so fantastic. And I think that what's happening right now too is that we see all this the mental health crisis. And what I see happening is a lot of blame. I've been saying this for years because I homeschooled my kid. And when it came time for college applications of his friends, he literally would come home from his friend's house shaking because they were in school and he was like, I'm getting secondhand stress. He called it that. And these kids had ulcers about college and their parents with the anxiety and all this. And I said, everybody's blaming the mental health business on social media and they don't realize that parents are throttling childhood, throttling it, and that's responsible for a lot more mental health and the lack of grit, and I'm like, it's, parents are bitching about it, but I'm like, yeah, but it's you. And and I'm Gen X. We were so proud of the benign neglect, and we drank from garden hoses, and our parents needed to be reminded at
Right.
10 p.m. that they had kids. But what did we do? We turned around and throttled our kids because, as a generation, I think we're the ones who started that.
Well, let me put in a good word for even the helicopter parents. Excuse me, because A, I'm part helicopter on my mom's side, and B is now there's a culture that won't let you
Yes.
be as free range, let grow as you
Yes.
want. I mean, there are schools that won't let a kid get off at a bus stop unless there's an adult waiting to walk them home. And I was just speaking in California somewhere or someplace else. And um, it was before I went to California. Maybe it was Maryland. I don't remember. But somebody was talking about at their school bus stops at the end of each driveway and still won't let the kids off unless the mom, I'm sure it's the mom or the nanny, comes down from the house, can't just wave from the window. For all we know, she's
Yes.
got a gun at her back and she's
Yes.
being held hostage. So she's got to come down and get the kid. And it's like, how infantilizing is that? You're treating the child as if they can't walk up a driveway. and,
Isn't
and
it
as if
strange?
and as if the driveway is so fraught with dangers, snakes and bears and, snipers and IEDs, and it's not happening. But when you live in this fantasy world of everything being too dangerous for your kids, and it's reinforced by rules, sometimes by cops, sometimes by other parents, sometimes by the school, sometimes by you can't just let your kid go to Little League. You have to sign them in and then you have to sign them out. It's 45 minutes. You might as well stay there the whole time. Then you're watching and I say, I saw you missed that ball, that ground ball at second. You want to talk about it? It's like, no, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so what you were talking about earlier about having the therapist hold you down while your son was Pascal
Yeah.
was figuring out how to deal with the bigger kids is an even easier way to make that happen is to not be there at all. Because anytime that we're there, either because we're required to by the school or the
You're
activity
right.
or the law or the perception of the law, um, it's inevitable that we will jump in. You wanted to jump in even though you believed in exactly what he was doing
Right.
because you see your kid being hurt or scared or bullied or doing something dangerous or being mean to someone else. And of course you want to jump in. You're the parent.
Right.
You know how to do this better. You can diffuse the situation in 2 seconds. Why should they be arguing? But because that is our impulse, the only way to deal with the impulse is to not be seeing what's happening every second. Because when you see, you will keep intervening and you will keep cauterizing the development that was about to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. In our defense, it was a locked field and we had to be there for the to unlock
See?
it. Yeah.
See?
But you do, what I do find
A
interesting is
locked
that
field. I mean, talk
e-
about why would you lock a field implies field, right?
because the a litigious society, because
Yeah.
if kids get hurt, now parents are gonna sue. So there's like a whole quagmire of things that are making this crazy making. Um, I don't want to keep you too much longer, but if you had to make one public service announcement to all modern parents, what would
hmm
it be?
It's 10 a.m. Don't know where your kids are. Right? That's the first time. I'm going to write that one down. That's
That's
good.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Forget where your kids are. And if
Yeah,
people wanted to start a let grow, do you have a list of, oh no, the whole
yeah.
thing is just that they're going to go, their kids make a list, right? Do something
We
by
give a kid, I
themselves.
mean, there's a list. So if the school does the Let Grow experience, or if you download, we have a parent version of it that's the Let Grow. I don't remember what it's called, like the Let Grow Parenting Kit or something like that. Anyways, we got a giant list, but it's a giant list in a gianter world,
Yep.
right? We say, make eggs, climb a tree, ride your bike, learn how to fix a tire, whatever it is. There's so many things that kids are interested in that you would never even dream of.
Right.
And there's different locations and depending on your neighborhood and the kid's age and their interest and if they can do something with a friend, I always think it's more fun if like you and I were sitting in the kitchen. Is that coffee you're drinking? You're making me so jealous.
It's just water because you know what? The wildfires from Canada are making my area really hazy. And so I was afraid I'd be coughing.
I wonder if the wildfire, it's very hazy here.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm in New York State. Um, Anyways, if you can sit in the kitchen and drink a cup of coffee with a friend and cackle about, modern parenting while your kids are playing outside or drawing with chalk or going to the store, it's easier for you and more fun for you. And of course, it's more fun for them because they're with a friend. And
Yeah.
then rather than tracking them, I'd say give them a regular watch. So you say, look at when this, when the small hand hits the 12, you should be home so that they get used to doing something, knowing that you actually do trust them. You're not tracking them. You're
Yeah.
not saying, you're not checking in, honey, have you gotten to the store yet? Is it confusing? I'll bet those people look really big to you. Are you scared? You want to come home soon? Just don't
Yes.
let yourself, right? Don't give yourself the undermining ability to intervene even when they're not with you, to be there even though you're not there.
What do
Right?
you
If you
think
if you
about all the tracking?
I worry that it's making parents very nervous. I know the whole idea is that it makes you not nervous because you know where they are. But my mom, who was a nervous mom, wasn't nervous when I walked to school because A, everybody walked to school,
Right.
and B, you grow to trust that if you haven't heard anything, things are fine,
Yeah.
right? You literally grow to trust your neighborhood, your kid, the odds, fate. Um, and if the only thing you can trust is watching a dot move around on your phone, then you're only fine for the second that you're looking at the dot. And then the minute you're worried again, you look at the dot again. Psychologists talk about this as accommodating your fears as opposed to learning to live with the fears so that they start going down. They
Right.
don't start going down if you just keep feeding them by checking anytime you feel a frisson
Right.
of
Right. It
worry.
just makes you more anxious.
Yeah.
And to that end, I meant to ask you something. What about everybody's so worried about human trafficking?
Oh, don't worry about it. I talked to the head of the Crimes Against Children Research Center at the University of New Hampshire. This guy, David Finkelhor, all he does is track crimes against children. And I asked him, like, what about like you're at the store and there's these creepy guys and they seem to be looking at your kid and you're in the shoe aisle and then lo and behold, there they are in the snack aisle looking at your kid again.
Right.
What are the odds that they're gonna, distract you and take the kid? This is just the worst case scenario. And he said zero. He
Yeah.
said that has never happened, that a kid is taken from their parents in public. And human trafficking is horrible and it's rampant in places like Thailand. It is
Yes.
not rampant here because we have cameras everywhere. We have vigilantes. We consider it a huge crime. It's not a great risk for anyone to take. And so it's just barely happening. What happens that we call human trafficking is also very sad, but people don't worry about it as much, which is that, or the upper middle class certainly doesn't worry about it because it's usually kids growing up in some terribly horrible situation,
Yeah.
molested by a stepfather or living on
Yeah.
the streets or whatever, and somebody takes them in and I'll take care of you, and like, would you mind doing this for me? And pretty soon they're turning tricks, but it's not a 7-year-old taken from a bus stop.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that that's been overblown. And I think you've been preaching that for a while because I
I have.
remember, yeah, like the Facebook post. I was in Target and I've always said that to my audience is like they're not going after the child that they're going to lock down Target. They're gonna there's
Yeah,
cameras
no, it just hasn't.
everywhere.
That's
Yeah.
that's why I asked David Finkelhor how often has it happened, and all he does is track crimes against children. He says zero.
Yes. All right, guys, you heard it from the godmother herself.
That's right, the America's Worst Godmother. Right. So yeah.
Oh, all right, Lenore, thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us or leave us with? Any words of wisdom for this
Yeah, a couple
nervous?
things. One is, like I said, fish don't know that they're swimming in water. They just are swimming around. We're swimming in this incredibly toxic culture that pretends that we're in the worst, scariest, most crimes against children ridden time in history. And thank God that's absolutely not true. The Washington Post's headline was, "There's never been a safer time to be a child in
Mm-hmm.
America." So take umbrage. How dare our air get polluted with this horrible story, and then our lungs and our whole body is filled with it. And the only way that you'll be able to go beyond that is to literally say, let me see what would happen if I actually do trust the statistics and reality, and you let your kid go. So if it's hard to do it alone, do it with others. And I would really recommend taking Let Grow's programs, which are free. All our materials are completely free
Yep.
to your school or to your kid's teacher or to the principal or whoever you're friends with at the school. A lot of times it's the counselor who has seen so much anxiety, and say, would you consider doing, the Let Grow experience or the play club? They seem to lower anxiety and make kids happier, even make parents less anxious and
Yep.
happier. Would you consider trying them maybe once, maybe 1 month? And if there's a difference, I want you to write to me. I'm Lenore at letgrow.org, because I get letters every day. And I've been doing this story for 17 years. And it makes me, I can wake up because I'm mad at a culture making us all feel so scared and defeated
Yep.
and anxious and not trusting. I mean, that's just a bad way to be. But I can also do this job because I hear stories of, like, Jamie's kid walking to the bodega and getting his Skittles. And now he's 19 and chuffed. And I'm going to take credit.
Yeah, yeah, you should. Yeah. And is this something also that there are materials on Let Grow that you could bring to your representatives? Because I know
Oh,
Pascal
sure.
himself like killed two bills, one in the House, one in the Senate, relating to childhood freedom. And one was really funny. It was a House committee, and it was like you couldn't leave your kid in the car for any length of time when you're pumping gas, when you're going,
More
into the
kids are
gas
killed in
station.
parking lots than die in
Well,
parked cars.
he did the research on that, and
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
he went armed. That was his testimony because they were just it was wild, and yeah, they ended up killing that bill. But
So you're in Rhode Island. Rhode Island was
yeah,
going to pass a bill at one point. You couldn't let a child stand at a bus stop by themselves until they were in seventh grade.
isn't that nuts?
It
It's
is
wild that
nuts.
you brought up the bus stop because I was just behind a bus and I was like, this bus is freaking stopping at every house. What happened to like you all gather at the one bus stop and then go to your houses? I was like, oh my God, they're dropping them off individually.
It's the whole individualization of the culture, instead of collectively the kids looking after each other and parents trusting their kids to come home. Now it's like one laptop per child, except it's one parent per child, one security detail per child.
This is
So
why we're all burnt out. I'm doing a new book
yes,
on burnout, and I'm like, it's
yes,
this. It's like this hovering and this, like, we've got
it's
to have
boring.
eyes on kids all the time. Oh my
Right.
God.
So let me just get in terms of laws. We passed new laws in 11 states that are
Okay.
called the Reasonable Childhood Independence Law. And it's simple. Most states have a neglect law that's pretty amorphous. It says stuff like parents must provide proper supervision, or caregivers must, supervise enough or correctly. Whatever it is, it leaves it open to a lot of interpretation by a passerby who sees a child outside, and a 22-year-old caseworker who's put on the case. And so what you want is to narrow that definition. And that's what the Reasonable Childhood Independence Law does. It says neglect is when you put your child in obvious and serious, and I would say likely, danger, not anytime you take your eyes off them. And that helps the free range parents, the let grow parents, and it also helps parents in poverty. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you're working two shifts and you let your kid come home to an empty house for an hour or two because that's when you finally get home, that's not neglect. That's like, well, my kid is 7, 8, 9. I think she's fine by herself. I don't want to pay for a babysitter.
Yeah.
I can't let her stay after school late because there's no bus home. So we've had bipartisan sponsorship
Oh,
on
good.
almost every state, maybe not a couple of states that were just I don't think in Montana. But in 5 states it passed unanimously, and it has passed in, states as red as Utah and Texas, and as blue as Connecticut and Illinois, and purple like Virginia. So it's not a partisan bill, it's
Yeah.
a parent bill, really.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, you guys, you can find everything Lenore talks about at Let Grow. That's LetGrow.org. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lenore. Thanks so much for being here. It's just been an honor speaking with you. And I just want kids offline and outside
That's it.
managing themselves.
That's all I want too. All right, I'm high-fiving you here. Good job, good buddy. Okay, Jamie.
All
Thank
right.
you. All right.
Take care. Okay, bye everyone. Just a reminder, if you need additional resources, I have Oh Crap Potty Training. I have Oh Crap, I Have a Toddler. Those books are available everywhere you want to find a book. You can also go to my website, jamieglowacki.com, where you can book private sessions with me, buy any of my courses. Those are really geared towards potty training help. And also, I'm on Instagram. I'm not on Facebook anymore, and I'm not on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, jamie.glowacki, and I do a lot of lives and usually posting a lot of good information. So those are extra resources for you. And as always, rock on. Have an awesome day.